My mum called me at work. Don't come to Thanksgiving. You're a 27-year-old failure. I asked why. She screamed, "You still rent that shitty apartment. No wife, no kids, no money. You're an embarrassment." I could hear my siblings cackling. My sister grabbed the phone. "We took a family vote. You're banned. Even Grandma voted against you." My brother shouted. My 8-year-old asked why Uncle lives like a homeless person. My dad's voice cut through. 27 years and this is what we raised. A broke, single nobody. Maybe being banned will finally make you a man. Mum added, "Your cousin just bought his second house. What's your excuse?" Dad grabbed the phone back. "Actually, here's your choice. Pay off our credit cards, all $47,000, or you're dead to us. You have 24 hours. Mom laughed. "Oh, and we already took that $3,000 you were hiding in your old room. Consider it a down payment on what you owe this family." They put me on speaker so everyone could laugh. "Don't call us until you have our money." I said, "You'll regret this decision more than anything in your lives." They laughed harder. Click, I just smiled. 5 days later, I heard frantic pounding on my door at 2 a.m. "Mum, please open up. We drove all night to find you." "Sister, what the fuck did you do?" "Brother, dude, Dad's losing it in the car. He won't even come up. Open the door." "Mum, please baby, I'm sorry. We didn't mean it. We just need to see you're okay. Please." "You're banned from Thanksgiving, Ryan." Mum's voice was sharp enough to cut skin. "You're 27 and you're still in that dumpy apartment. No wife, no kids, no career worth bragging about. You're an embarrassment." In the background, I could hear my sister's high-pitched cackle. "We took a family vote." She sang into the receiver. "Even Grandma said you shouldn't come. She thinks you've wasted your life." My brother's voice barged in. "My 8-year-old asked why Uncle Ryan lives like a homeless guy. I didn't have an answer." Then Dad's voice, the one that used to tell me bedtime stories, came cold and final. 27 years and this is what we raised? You're a broke, single nobody. Maybe being banned will finally make you a man. Who I am. My name's Ryan Blake, 27, software support rep in Cincinnati. Renting a 1-bedroom above a laundromat wasn't glamorous, but it was mine. What I didn't have in a mortgage or a wedding ring, I carried in quiet resilience. That night, holding my phone against my ear, I felt something I hadn't felt since I was 12. The weight of being unwanted by my own blood. The family, cast. Karen Blake, mom, 62. Retired nurse, ran the house like a courtroom. Robert Blake, dad, 64. Ex-construction foreman, prided himself on making men tough. Sarah Blake, sister, 34. Suburban realtor, 2 kids, and a talent for twisting the knife. Jason Blake, brother, 31. HVAC tech, loud, competitive, dad's favorite. Mum's tone turned businesslike. "Actually, here's your choice. Pay off our credit cards. $47,000. Or you're dead to us. You've got 24 hours. Dad cut in. "We already took that $3,000 you had stashed in your old room. Consider it a down payment on what you owe this family." They put me on speaker so everyone could laugh. I let them. "Don't call us until you have our money." Dad said. The call ended. I sat there staring at my cracked phone screen. The phone screen went black, but the echo of their laughter lingered in my apartment, like a ghost that refused to leave. It was the kind of laughter that didn't just mock, it erased, like they were trying to scrub away any worth I'd ever had. I didn't pace, didn't slam anything, didn't even cry. Instead, I sat in the dark, letting the hum of the laundromat downstairs rattle through the floorboards. Somewhere below, a dryer door slammed shut. It felt almost like punctuation. My mind didn't race. It tightened. Each thought clicked into place, cold and deliberate. You'll regret this decision more than anything in your lives. I'd told them before hanging up. They thought it was a threat of some petty revenge. They were wrong. This wasn't going to be about hurting them. This was going to be about showing the world who they really were. No yelling, no chaos, just truth. The kind that doesn't go away when the shouting stops. Memory is a cruel thing. It doesn't ask permission before dragging you back. I was 19 again, standing in our cramped kitchen. The smell of coffee burnt into the air. Dad's voice had been steady, persuasive. It's just paperwork, son. A quick loan in your name. My credit's tied up, but I'll pay it back in no time. You'll barely notice it happened. I'd signed, because that's what you do when your father tells you he needs you. 6 months later, the construction business went under. The loan, $25,000 in my name, defaulted. No one said a word. When the letters came, bright red. Past due, stamped across them, Mom would sweep them into a drawer like hiding them made them disappear. It didn't disappear. It strangled my life for years. No college loans. No apartment without a cosigner. I scraped by on night shifts and day jobs, eating ramen until my bones felt hollow. By 24, I'd paid it off myself. Every cent. No thank you. No apology. They never brought it up again. As if my sacrifice was a story they'd erased from the family history. There's a difference between forgiving and forgetting. I'd tried to forgive. 2 years ago, at a barbecue, I'd overheard Dad talking to our neighbor, Phil. Yeah, I took out that loan in Ryan's name. Smartest thing I ever did. Kid owes me for life. They laughed together like it was some legendary family prank. That night, I'd quietly recorded him retelling the story. Every word, every chuckle. I'd kept the file in a folder named Miscellaneous. For 2 years, I told myself I was holding on to it, just in case. Now, the case had arrived. I sent the audio, along with scanned bank statements showing every payment I'd made, to every cousin, uncle, and aunt. Then I forwarded it to a local investigative journalist who loved stories about small-town corruption. No rage, no gotcha, just truth, raw and undeniable. The first call came from Sarah. No hello, just venom. Do you have any idea what you've done? Dad's losing contracts. His friends won't even take his calls. I could hear her breathing hard, pacing, like she expected me to break down and apologize. Instead, I said quietly, I didn't ruin Dad's reputation. He did that himself. Hours later, Jason rang. His voice was sharp, urgent. Bro, delete it. Seriously, this is family. You're supposed to protect us. Family protects each other, I said. All I did was tell the truth. If the truth ruins you, maybe you needed ruining. The silence that followed was heavier than shouting. 5 nights later, I woke to pounding on my door. Not knocking, pounding. Through the peephole, Mum stood in the hallway, hair wild, her robe half-tied. Please, baby, I'm sorry. We didn't mean it. We just need to see you're okay. Her voice cracked in a way that would have gutted me years ago. My hand hovered over the lock. I thought of every time I'd stood in front of them, open-hearted, only to be met with judgment or a bill I was somehow responsible for. I'm okay, I said through the door. My tone was calm, too calm. But I'm done. I hope one day you understand why. I waited for more pounding, for curses, for threats. Instead, there was only the slow shuffle of her slippers retreating down the hallway. I went back to bed and slept deeper than I had in years. 3 months later, the air in my apartment felt lighter, cleaner. I still got emails, sometimes desperate apologies, sometimes thinly disguised guilt trips, but I read them the way you read junk mail. Skim, delete, forget. My savings account was growing. My credit score, for the first time since I was 19, had a 3-digit number that didn't make me wince. Sometimes, late at night, I'd think about Thanksgivings past. The smell of turkey, paper pilgrim hats, Dad carving the bird like he was performing a sacred ritual. The memory didn't hurt. Not anymore. I didn't want them to suffer. I didn't want revenge. I wanted peace. And for the first time, I felt like maybe, just maybe, it was mine to keep. Forgiveness might come one day, but their power to measure my worth, that was gone forever. If you were me, what would you have done? Would you forgive and try to rebuild, or walk away for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Your story might help someone else in this same spot. And if you want more true, emotional stories about family, betrayal, and finding your strength, hit subscribe and let's talk about the hard truths together.